Shalom. Shalom, all praises to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect. This is a biblical commentary on the book of Joshua, the 12th chapter. And it reads, Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote and possessed their land on the other side of Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain of the on the east. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and ruled over Aroer, which is upon the bank of the river of Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, and from the plain of the sea of Senaroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth Jeshimoth, and from the south under Ashdoth Pisgah. All right, verse 4. And the coast of Og, king of Bashan, who was of the remnant of the giants. So when we go back in time, during these times, you had men that were giants, right, of great stature, which the king Og over Bashan was, a giant man that dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hermon, and in Sarkar, and in all Bashan unto the border of the Geshurites, and the Markaphites, the half Gilead, the border of Sihon, king of Heshbon. Then did Moses, the servant of the Lord, and the children of Israel smite, and Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave it for a possession unto the Reubenites and the Gadites and half tribe of Manasseh. So Moses, King Marshall, was the one that gave those three tribes, or two and a half tribes, their possession in the land of Israel. Okay, and that's the history. Even though he didn't make it into the other side of, really ultimately into the land of Israel, he's still to be exalted because he did that. That was a great act that the Lord did, and it's to be remembered. Right, Job 8 and 8, the search of our fathers. Verse 7, and these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side Jordan, on the west, from Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto Mount Halak, that goeth up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for possession according to their divisions. All right? In the mountains and in the valleys and in the plains and in the springs and in the wilderness and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And at the beginning of this verse, it shows you the vast differences within that land pertaining to the children of Israel, man. You had valleys, and you had mountains and valleys, you had plains and springs, you had wilderness, within that country. All right. So verse 9, the king of Jericho, 1. The king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, 1. The king of Jerusalem, 1. The king of Hebron, 1. The king of Jarmuth, 1. The king of Lachish, 1. The king of Eglon, 1. The king of Gezer, 1. The king of Debir, 1. The king of Gader, 1. The king of Harmah, 1. The king of Arad, 1. The king of Libnah, 1. The king of Adullam, 1. The king of Makeda, 1. The king of Bethel, 1. The king of Tapuyo, 1. The king of Hefer, 1. Salakia, give me a moment. The king of Libnah, 1. The king of Adullam, 1. The king of Makeda, 1. The king of Bethel, 1. The king of Tapua, 1. The king of Hefer, 1. The king of Athek won. The king of Lasharon won. The king of Badon won. The king of Hazar won. The king of Shimron Meron won. The king of Akshaf Shaf won. The king of Tanakh won. The king of Megiddo won. The king of Kadesh won. The king of Jokneam of Carmel won. The king of Dor won. In the coast of Dor won. The king of the nations of Gilgal won. The king of Tirzah won. All the kings 30 and won. So of all the kings that were conquered was one, and that even showed you how abundant that land is. That is a land of many, basically had many kings over it, man. All right, great abundance, and even that's why I have the poem William Blake. Um, to have actual rule that many rulers in that land, all right, in that portion of land shows you how great in abundance it was to have so many rulers over that portion of land. The poem by William Blake, Jerusalem, where it talks about setting up New Jerusalem in England's Green Hills, and really that's down to the but when it's something I realized the last time I was in America, that during the winter time, or the winter after the full season, that basically the grass basically dries up basically. But over in England, year round, it's always green. That's because what's England or the United Kingdom, the UK known for? Rain, right? It rains year round, man. It was raining this morning, right? Heavy. Had to wear boots just to get to work, man, because that's how heavy the rain was in the raincoat, man. So the rain is abundant in this land, and that's why the land is always green. Last year we had a heat wave and everything started dying off. You had the leaves falling off during midway during summertime because there was a heat wave for like 2-3 months or so. But the point being is that that's the blessing of that land having abundance of rain, and now that's why the land has a thing called a kibbutz, where basically they utilize the sewage system as a form of for water to grow all their crop, their livestock. I mean their crop basically, because the Lord has cursed that land. All right, but that land that of Israel that was conquered by Moses and kicked off with Moses and ended with Joshua is basically an abundant land. All right, which Lord willing, you know, we of the hopeful elect hope to obtain in this time in the life in our lifetime. All right, and see it with these eyes. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. Shalom.